A Plague Tale: Requiem is already making waves. The fact that players can customize their approach to each mission is one of A Plague Tale: Requiem's many strong points. It results in a highly immersive experience. However, many gamers would love to know the mistakes they make while playing A Plague Tale: Requiem. Let's find out. First up, what are the mistakes that players make in A Plague Tale: Requiem? The game becomes more challenging, but it's also more fun to play because there are numerous paths to victory. Despite being armed with these reliable suggestions, players will still make blunders due to the game's scope. To that end, I'll go over some common blunders players make, hoping that doing so may help them improve their performance. The first common mistake is playing one way. There's much more content in A Plague Tale: Requiem than in the original game. As was previously said, the game actively encourages players to try new approaches, since no single tactic will guarantee victory in every situation. To be more specific, A Plague Tale: Requiem introduces novel gameplay components, one of which is the inclusion of multiple alternate strategies. As a result, by the end of the game, Amicia's playstyle will have shifted significantly. Players will have an easier experience playing A Plague Tale: Requiem if they focus on stealth, but the game will be more challenging if they want to engage in more combat. It is best to adapt one's style of play to the specific requirements of the game at hand. Since the second game in the series, A Plague Tale: Innocence, encourages players to find their approaches to each stage, this phrase is particularly apt. This ensures that each play is unique and offers a new experience. When players discover alternate strategies for defeating the rats and soldiers, they get a significant advantage over the game's more challenging foes. When taken as a whole, these features make A Plague Tale: Requiem one of the best stealth and strategy games on Game Pass. Up next, what are the other remarkable mistakes of A Plague Tale: Requiem? Need to realize the potential of rats. In the two A Plague Tales, the rat infestation is a major factor, at first stymieing Amicia and Hugo's development, but subsequently helping them. In A Plague Tale: Innocence, Hugo and his sister can use the rat's services because he has learned to command them. As such, in A Plague Tale: Requiem, Hugo's gameplay is simplified because he is aware of his abilities and can expand upon them. Players should expect the game to get much more challenging once Amicia has depleted her resources, like fire. If they don't use those powers, the rats are useful. One of the best parts of A Plague Tale: Innocence was undoubtedly the rats. They brought about such radical gameplay shifts whenever they emerged that the entire level would eventually circle back on itself, which is something that many players didn't get to experience because the game didn't do as well as expected commercially. Interesting strategies become possible when players combine Hugo's abilities with the rat's superior strength in A Plague Tale: Requiem. Another mistake to avoid is playing without knives. Like the first game, players in A Plague Tale: Requiem will need to explore their environment to find useful items, such as knives. The more blades they have on hand, the easier it is to kill foes, especially those wearing armor helmets. Anytime a player accidentally lets an enemy know their location, they can eliminate that threat without drawing additional attention to themselves. It's prudent to have a backup plan, but they should only rely on it if absolutely necessary. So, what other mistakes must players know? Avoid acquiring resources at every opportunity. When Amicia returns home with Hugo, she uses her collected items to make useful tools, such as fire slingshots. It would be quite challenging to play A Plague Tale: Requiem without the ability to collect items. Also, just like in A Plague Tale: Innocence, players constantly upgrade their characters as they search the level for hidden items and other collectibles that allow them to do so. In other words, A Plague Tale: Requiem will be a frustrating experience for gamers if they cannot complete this task. It's been established that the sequel improves upon A Plague Tale: Innocence by making the stages larger, encouraging players to go on exploratory missions more frequently. Why? Because if they do, they'll discover an abundance of resources, making it much easier to engage in battle and make their way through the swarm of rats. Simply collecting items on an as-needed basis will quickly deplete their supply. Therefore, it is usually a good idea to spend a lot of time exploring. Another mistake is to avoid rushing into fights. Since combat is a part of A Plague Tale: Requiem and Amicia's development as a fighter this time around is integral to the tale, the player should expect to find themselves in tense situations. While subtlety is still crucial, players should adapt their approach to the circumstances as in the original game, so they won't necessarily have to resort to violence if they encounter an adversary. Next, what is the similarity between A Plague Tale: Requiem and Innocence? Both A Plague Tale: Innocence and A Plague Tale: Requiem provides players with a wealth of options for attacking and defending, because if they solely engage in combat, they will quickly deplete their limited supply of starting materials. Although aggression is rewarded, more in this game. Players who show tactical variety win the most. Hence, they may easily triumph over whatever difficulty a Plague Tale Requiem throws at them, so long as they sneak more and fight when necessary. And now, what is the story or gameplay of a Plague Tale Requiem? While the end of A Plague Tale Innocence shows that everything had returned to normal after Amicia and Hugo defeated a wicked Grand Inquisitor and rid the world of the plague of rats that Hugo had been able to control thanks to a bloodline curse, it's not clear that the problem has been completely resolved. Based on what we know about Requiem thus far, Hugo and his siblings, along with their mother Beatrice, will be heading south in search of a cure and a chance to escape their unwelcoming community. It's not hard to predict that things will get quite chaotic for Amicia once more, and it's possible that they may find some assistance or simply more powerful enemies aiming to influence them. In other related news, what is a Plague Tale Requiem gameplay? The gameplay trailers by June 2022, owing to a real reveal livestream by Focus Entertainment, we had seen a substantial amount of actual gameplay from Requiem, and it seemed to be expanding upon the previous game in the series. Some recurring elements from Innocence make an appearance in Requiem. You take on the role of Amicia, a young woman equipped with a sling, a new crossbow, and some sneaky stealth abilities who must navigate dangerous places full of stronger foes and guardians. Planning is essential for evading their traps and defeating them, but we also get to employ Hugo's abilities to manipulate swarms of rats, which was a highlight of the first game. It looks like we'll need to resort to fire and light to get away from them again. But with Hugo in the picture, it's obvious that we'll be putting those rats to good use for ourselves too. A recent blog post revealed the staggering increase in the number of rats being rendered at once from the original game's 5,000 to Requiem's staggering 300,000. As seen in the clips, there will be a wide variety of settings throughout the campaign, from lively towns and lanes to ruins and estates. In other related news, how many people are playing A Plague Tale Requiem globally? Within a week of its debut, Focus Entertainment and Asobo Studio collected more than 1 million players worldwide for A Plague Tale Requiem. The release date of October 18 marks a significant milestone for the sequel to Hugo and Amicia's adventures, which has received praise from critics, 84% on OpenCritics, and players, 90% on Steam user score. John Burt, managing director of Focus Entertainment, remarked, "We are thrilled to see so many gamers remain loyal to this franchise that is beginning to make a name for itself in the gaming world. We are extremely proud of our partner Asobo Studio and its teams for once again demonstrating their talent and expertise in delivering compelling and original experiences that will resonate with everyone." David Dedeen, creative director and co-founder of Asobo Studio, stated, "1 million players for Requiem is a huge milestone for us after the success of A Plague Tale Innocence was announced. It's a testament to the hard work, creativity, and dedication of our teams and collaborators, as well as the never-ending pursuit of excellence in our studio. Moreover, it proves that we can make convincing worlds people enjoy experiencing. At this time, we'd want to extend our gratitude to everyone who has helped make this journey a reality, especially our collaborators at Focus Entertainment. Finally, we'd want to extend our sincerest gratitude to the players for everything they've done, as it's not only moved us, but also inspired us to keep doing what motivates us as a group, providing fresh, emotional, and cutting-edge entertainment."